Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from LovenStamps and I'm bringing you another project tutorial with the Timeless Tropical Stamp Set and the Coordinating in the Tropics dies from the Timeless Tropical Suite or Tropical Oasis Suite, which is, as you know, perfect for this kind of going into summer time of year here. So the card I'm going to show you is actually a really neat technique card. It's a reverse masking technique and here it is. I have shared some versions of this in different places recently. But I'm going to go ahead and show you this one, which features a really cool reverse masked background, which really helps to create a nice focal point for this card. So grab your stamps and I will give you some tips for making this card. Okay, so backgrounds first, very simple. It's just a half sheet of Whisper White cardstock. You want to make sure your hands are clean when you're working with this. Now watch me get ink someplace. You don't want smudgy ink on things. And then I have a layer that's actually going to make our card base, or our card panel. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my, just any circle punch. This one happens to be 2 1/4, but you could use a larger or smaller. You could even use dies. If you don't have a punch, you can use one of the circle dies and a piece of scratch paper. And I'm going to go ahead and layer this here and then get my ink and my sponge daubers ready. So I like to start with the lightest color first when I do this. So I'm going to grab my Mango Melody and go ahead and ink this up. And then I'm going to start kind of here at the top on the edge, and I'm just going to work my sponge dauber around in a circle. And you'll see that the place where I started is going to be the darkest, and then it gets lighter the longer I burnish my circle on there. So you want to just think about where you're putting your sponge each time when you first set it down, because that's where you're going to end up with the darkest color. Okay, so I'm kind of keeping the darkest color kind of up near the top edge there, and then I work down into the bottom so that it just gets a little lighter where it's going to transition into the green. Okay, then I have another sponge dauber and my Pear Pizzazz ink, and same thing, I'm going to start away from my mango border, and I am going to just keep burnishing around in a circle to deepen the color and kind of pressing it into the cardstock actually, and get a nice transition there between the two of them. Okay, now you can keep on adding color until you're happy if you want more color layered on there, but I think I'm pretty happy with that as it is. So now when I take my cardstock away, I have this really pretty background, which is going to give me a focal point. All right, so before I get to the parts of the card where I'm going to layer, before I get to the sticking down the burlap, I'm going to go ahead and do my layers here. So I'm going to grab my sponge dauber again, and I'm just going to just lightly touch here in the center of this cute little flower here. There we go. So we have our tropical blossoms going, and then I am going to go ahead and grab the die for this and get it die cut here in a second. And then I also need the greeting because I'm going to stamp a little hello, which is also in the same stamp set here on the corner. So this I'm going to go ahead and just trim out with scissors. And I think I got it just a little crooked, but that's fine because we're going to trim it, right? So I'm going to trim this and die cut my flower, and then I will show you how to do the focal point for this card. Okay, so we have our die cut, and set my die aside so I don't lose it. And I am going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of each of these pieces. And I'm doing that because I want to have them be really nicely attached to my cardstock, because I'm going to use these dimensionals to hold down the burlap in my projects. Okay, so as I layer this across, the burlap is actually going to have sort of a zigzag pattern. So I'm going to kind of measure it out just loosely here, and then go ahead and trim it. And I'll cut that right across there. And then I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals on the backs of my flowers here and my greeting to actually hold this down in place. So I've got my paper kind of squared out here. I didn't get one under there, so I'll show you how I'm going to fix that. And then here is going to be another. All right, so now where this end isn't actually attached, I'm going to come back here with my multi-purpose liquid adhesive. I'm going to slide some here across the back. Whoa, be careful where that flings around. And then go ahead and slide this down here under. Now, green lid glue is great stuff. It doesn't grab instantly. So what I might do is go ahead and set a block right on top of there while I show you the next thing, so that that'll give it a good chance to grab. Because the next thing is to add some extra embellishments. I have some die cut pieces, this cute little green leaf, and these cute little flowers. These are all from the In the Tropics dies also that coordinate. And let's see, we'll pop these babies out of here. And you can use your paper piercing tool or take your pick tool with a piercing tip to pop those out. Okay, and let's see, are we grabbed? Yep, it's all grabbed there now. So now I'm going to go ahead and take these and pop a Stampin' Dimensional, or a mini Stampin' Dimensional rather, on the back of each of these. Okay, and we'll pop these, spread these kind of around our card here. And I don't know about you, but we have extra people home during the day. So if you feel like you hear elephants upstairs stomping around, that's because now when I record my video tutorials, I have a whole house full of family members to accompany us. Okay, I've lost a flower. Oh, there it is. All right, the last little guy. It was the smallest one, of course. And I'm going to pop that on here. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add this leaf here, and I'm going to put some more of the multi-purpose liquid adhesive on the back of this and pop this on. Okay, and then the last thing before I go ahead and stick this on our card is I feel like this needs maybe just one more fun little embellishment, and that is going to be one of these cute little tropical oasis metal trinkets. And you actually get a ton of these. There are 24 in a package, so you'll have plenty to use for your projects. And the easiest way to attach these is with mini glue dots. So I'm just going to go ahead and press that down onto the glue dot, and then the glue dot comes up on the back of the trinket, and then I don't have to work so hard to get them attached. So all right, so there's that. And then, like I said, the last thing is to add my dimensionals. And if you want, you can use the edges from your Stampin' Dimensionals, but another really easy thing to do is to cut yourself some strips from the strip dimensionals that are also available in the catalog. So make sure you have some of these on hand. And they are just a teeny bit taller than the regular Stampin' Dimensionals. So when you really want to make kind of a nice transition, and you want to have just a really obvious layer difference, like when you're doing color on color, like with this project here, you can use these strips, and they're very handy because they really help to hold your layers apart and give you a nice result. So, all right, we'll take this and flip this down onto our card, and there we go. All right. So another fun card using the In the Timeless Tropical stamp set, just a really great all-purpose set, especially for this time of year. I've been really fond of it. And the video tutorial for this project, or the PDF tutorial, so printable at home tutorial for this project, and 3 other projects, this fun hibiscus bloom, this memory, or this DSP card base birthday, and this pineapple trifold. Whoa, it's flying around. Pineapple trifold card. The tutorials for all this are available on video on my website and on my YouTube channel at LovenStamps. And then they're also available, like I said, as a PDF if you place an online order in my store during the month of May. And if you order at least $50 during the month of May, you get, in addition to the PDF, you actually get 2 card kits in the mail. And these are the 2 card kits that you'll be getting. So all the supplies, the pre-cut cardstock and embellishments and so forth to make these. There are elephants again upstairs. You'll get all these pieces in the mail, and then you just need to add your own stamps and ink to go ahead and finish them. You can make them as shown, or you can use what you have on hand to do something a little bit different. So thank you so much for watching and bearing with my herd of elephants, and I look forward to sharing more projects with you soon. So stay safe, happy stamping.